Today, I'm going to be showing you guys this glitch 6'9" guard build in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Before I do hop into things though, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. We're so close to 15k subs, so if you guys did subscribe, I would appreciate it so much. I decided to take this build to my favorite court, and that is the 1v1 court, to basically just see if I could ISO on this build. I've been using this build for the past few days, and overall, it's just insane. Like, there's literally nothing this build cannot do. Let's start by talking about the defense on this build. This is probably one of the best defensive builds I've ever used. And even though you're 6'9", you're still able to get Hall of Fame interceptor and gold clamps, which is just insane to me. And then on the offensive end, this build is just as dominant. Its finishing is very, very good with elite contact dunks, plus a pretty decent standing dunk rating. And then when it comes to shooting, this build is definitely knocked down. I only have rebirth badges, but I'm able to green pretty consistently, although I do get the occasional full bar. And now moving on to playmaking. The movement on this build is pretty good if you know what you're doing. Obviously, it's not quite as good as, say, a point guard build, but it still is pretty good. You guys see me, I'm able to just speed boost right past this guy, and he just can't keep up with this build whatsoever. Unfortunately for him, when he does get the ball back, he accidentally just goes out of bounds. However, I did end up missing a wide open three-pointer, so he did get the ball back. Then a little bit later, he puts himself within one by hitting a three-pointer of his own. However, I come right back at him doing the exact same move as before, but I get wide open and I'm able to green. The next possession, I completely clamp this guy up. He's forced to pretty much just take this rim run, and I'm able to get a chase down block. And then off of this, I'm able to clear the ball out, do a step back, and green the three-pointer. Just like that, my lead went from 1 point up to 7 points. And then after forcing him to take a contested three-pointer, I'm able to increase my lead up to 9 points by getting this rim run in. Now that I have a pretty big lead, he's kind of just forcing three-pointers up. You guys can see he ends up missing this fading shot. He does get the ball back though after I miss this three-pointer. But you guys can see right away I go ahead and blitz him. And then I get the ball back, clear it out, and green the shot. He then forces up a three-pointer right away, which he misses. And then to end this game off, I pretty much just see he's jump spamming. So I step it back to the three-point line and green the three-pointer. And just like that, I won 21-6. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but I went on a 14-0 run to win this game. So now hopping right into game number 2. You guys see right off the bat of this game, I end up getting a full bar. It's all good though. I grab my own rebound, and off of this, I'm able to get an easy rim run. The next possession, he misses a three-pointer. And then off that, I hit him with a double crossover, then do a step back to the three-point line and green the three-pointer. At this point, I have a 5-point lead, but he is able to just kind of run right past me and get a rim run. On this possession, I hit him with a pretty similar move I hit him with earlier in the game. I go between the legs and then speed boost to the right and do a step back to the three-point line. Although, unfortunately, I do get a full bar, which sucks so much. When he gets the ball back, he cuts through the paint, runs straight into the corner, and hits a step back three-pointer. I have to give it to him. This was a very nice shot. On this possession, I decided not to overcomplicate things too much. I speed boost to the right and then speed boost back to the left, getting an easy rim run. And even though he does kind of contest me from behind, it really doesn't matter. He then misses a fade and close shot, and I grab the board. I then clear it out, speed boost to the right, get wide open off the step back, and green the three-pointer. And just like that, I'm winning 10-5. On this possession, he forced up a really bad three-pointer, but somehow it still dropped for him. Sometimes I'm just convinced this game hates me. I decided I wanted to match his three-pointer with a three-pointer of my own, so at the very first opportunity, I pulled the three and green it. I'm pretty sure this guy forgot that I was 6'9". You guys can see he tries to go up with a dunk even though I'm right on his hip and I get an easy block. And not only that, but I get double takeover. And you guys know what that means. I get wide open, shoot the three-pointer, and yeah. Off of this, he's able to put himself within 3 by greening this fade and close shot. However, I go right back up by 5 by speed boosting around him and getting an easy dunk. Okay, right here is easily my favorite possession of both of these games. You guys can see I still have double takeover, and he goes for a moving midi and I'm able to tip his shot. He's then trying to dribble, but I'm able to stick on him pretty well. And when he goes up with this layup, I'm right on him. Unfortunately, he does get his own rebound, but I'm able to tip his layup, and then I get my third block of the possession right here. Unfortunately, the ball does go out on me, so he's getting the ball back. It's all good though. With no time on the shot clock, he takes this really bad shot, and I get my 5th block of this game. And after getting the rebound and doing a little bit of dribbling, I'm able to just blow right past him and get an easy slam dunk. At this point, I'm up by 7, and I know he needs threes if he wants to come back. So when he decided to rim run on this possession, I honestly didn't care that much. The next possession, I can tell he pretty much just gave up and he just starts sitting in the paint. So I go ahead and green the 3-pointer. When he gets the ball back, he just forces up a 3-pointer, which he misses. And to close this game out, I run to the right, do my little hezzy move, and green the 3-pointer for game. And just like that, that's game number 2. I won 23-12, but it honestly would have been a lot closer if he was trying that entire game. I don't really know why he gave up when I was only winning by 5 points. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the gameplays of this video. And now without further ado, let me teach you how to make this build. As you guys know, this is a glitched build, so you guys actually need to just set this build up first. And for the position, you're going to want to go with shooting guard. Although, as you guys saw from the gameplays, this build can definitely run point guard, shooting guard, small forward, or even power forward if you wanted to. For the body settings, you have to go with 6'3", 220 pounds, 7 foot for the wingspan, and the body shape, you're going to want to go with burly. You're not actually going to be making this build, so for the attributes and takeovers, pretty much just go with whatever you want to. And then when you get to this screen with the build name, scroll over to where it says edit build, then press edit build and continuously press circle or B until you back out to the main menu. And then after that, you can change it over to the metric system. Once you've done that, you're going to want to edit the build you just made, and you can pretty much copy down everything I'm about to show you guys. Starting things off with the body settings, I would recommend going with 2.05 meters, 86 kg, and 2.31 meters for the wingspan. Also, if you're wondering, 2.05 meters comes out to be around 6'9", and if you flip it back to the empirical system later, you'll see it's 6'9". And then moving on to the attributes. This is, as of right now, what I believe is the best way to make this build. Starting things off with finishing, you guys can see this is pretty good. You're going to get a 92 driving dunk for elite contact dunks, and as well, you're going to get 21 total finishing badges. On to shooting, this is also pretty decent. You guys saw in the gameplays, you're able to green very consistently as long as you know your jump shot. And during all the gameplays, I only had rebirth badges. So once you do get all your badges, you're going to be able to green very consistently. Next, moving on to playmaking, you guys can see this is pretty decent. It's not like crazy or anything, but you will get silver bullet passer as well as silver quick first step. And as you guys probably saw from the gameplay, if you know what you're doing, your movement can be pretty good on this build. Now, moving on to defensive / rebounding. You guys can see I have in total 31 defensive / rebounding badges, and the defense on this build is literally top tier. As I said earlier in the video, this is probably one of the best defensive builds I've ever used. You hit every single badge on at least gold, including gold clamps, and by the way, this is a 6'9" build with gold clamps. And then moving on to the physicals, you guys can see this is all around pretty good. I don't really think I need to explain this too much. If you want to make this build with free throw, then what I would recommend doing is drop down your offensive rebound to a 68. Also drop down your speed to a 74 and you can get a 77 free throw. Moving on to the takeovers. The takeovers I personally went with is see the future and stuff blocks. Now that I've used this build a little bit, I decided to change my primary takeover to extreme clamps. But in the gameplays, you guys saw this is what I'm using. So for the purpose of this video, this is just what I'm going to show you guys. And then as you guys can see, I built a two-way finisher, which honestly kind of makes sense as a name. It does kind of give me 2K20 two-way finisher vibes. But you guys saw in the gameplay, I was mostly just dribbling and shooting, so I don't really know if we can call this a two-way finisher. But anyways, that's going to do it for the video. If you did make it this far into the video, please like and subscribe. There's another gameplay video of me using a glitch 6'5" build, as well as a dribble tutorial and the best animations on the screen right now. Like, comment, subscribe, go follow me on Twitter, and I'm out. Peace.